Adjusting.
We're still adjusting here, and the sun is kind of funny tonight too. So hello.
We're rushing in here tonight. It's been we're kind of off centered too.
You're always off centered. Oh
no, that way. There. Oh, that's more me though.
I'm okay with it being more you.
Sit up further. I look really. You don't have your pillow.
Oh, that's
just
what I'm
a
missing.
second. She's got to get her pillow because I'm taller than she is, and if she doesn't pat her booty, then we're off kilter, and it bugs us because we're looking at ourselves when we're talking. So it bugs us if we don't look just right.
My
I went
trusty purple pillow. I
never go sleeveless either, and I just took my sweater off because it was hot. I wear it during the day at work because I get cold in my office, so I'm not used to going. I'm not used to going sleeveless. So okay,
stop being critical of yourself because that's actually a very cute shirt.
Thank you.
That is a shirt I would probably buy.
I bought this on Poshmark.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
I actually saw one similar to it at Van Heusen. But it wasn't sleeveless. It had sleeves on it, and it had the sleeves that go here and then kind of
how
parachute
cute
out or whatever. It was adorable, but I talked myself out of it because I am so bad to always buy polka dots.
Oh, that's right. Karen likes polka dots.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Just really
I do.
And she's got this camera turned around, so my left is my right, and my right's my left, and I'm having a hard time. Hi guys. We're here in all of our glory, so
rushing around. So
and my Thrive showing. So
I'm actually running from the Book and a Bagel meeting because we had that from 6 to 7 tonight, and tonight was our first night. So I was at Panera Bread and had to run back to do this and then try to get everything set up. So it was quite a challenge for me.
Yeah. And we had our Book and Bagel this morning at 6:30. So if you guys aren't part of that, it's gonna be fun. So you should join. You should join.
Yeah, you should. It's gonna be good. Although I will tell you, because I really didn't have a huge response for the evening one. So I probably will not be doing, unless you guys contact me and say, hey, I really do want to do one in the evening. I probably will cancel the evening one and try to get there in the morning one.
No, you don't have to. I will give her grace on that because
she knows me.
I know what she's like in the morning. Yeah, I would give her grace.
I had a 6:30 a.m. conference call this morning. And so that means I had to have coffee in my hand by 6 o'clock so that I wasn't cranky on the phone. And that is very challenging for me sometimes. I told Dan this morning, I said, it's really bad when you just wake up cranky. I'm one of those people that I just wake up cranky, and it doesn't matter how much sleep I have. I have an immediate crankiness. So,
and my mother-in-law used to wake up singing. And,
yeah, she did.
And if you're not in the mood in the morning, oh my goodness, that could be irritating. But she always had a song in her heart.
She did. And my Joey too. My Joey
does too.
Always was one that would wake up happy, and he would sing, and he would be the one in the shower singing at the top of his lungs. And our house isn't very big, so when somebody is singing in the shower, you hear it very well.
I wake up pretty happy, but I'm not singing normally. But I wake up happy.
Look, it's coming across. We're coming across weird. So, are we sideways to you guys?
Yeah, give us some feedback. Are we sideways while you're watching us? See some comments that are coming up. Because we look horizontal, but when we look on Karen's iPad, we're going diagonal. So we want to make sure you guys aren't having to go like this to watch us.
It could be just my iPad. Let me see. I don't know.
You guys tell us.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We are.
Kathy says we are sideways. Okay, I'm going to try to fix this, so bear with me.
I'm not sure I understand.
That was my Siri. He thought Karen was talking to him.
Oh, goodness. We are such professionals at this. I'm telling you what.
That's okay. It shows that we're human, and hopefully it helps them relate to us better. I'm going to hop on the live too, just so I can see what we're looking at.
Oh, am I still are we still sideways, Gaitha?
I can't read that far away, girls, so I'm going to go. Yes, we are. Unless, yeah,
Okay.
we're sideways.
Well, I
you
don't
want
know.
to stop it and start it over again?
No. Okay. I don't know what I did.
See, this is what happens when we did. I think it has to do with how you turned it because I'm on the opposite side.
Well, I know, but that's supposed to be. I was doing some research today to try to figure out how to do this, and this is what it told me to do.
No, you got to fix
it
that,
was
Karen.
wrong.
People can't look at us sideways like this.
Oh.
This
Well,
is
all
weird.
they have to do is turn their phones around.
No, look, I'm turning my phone around. Look what it does.
Well, here. Go like this. Go up. Do that.
Well, yeah, but people got to know how to do
There we
that. Do you guys know how to do that?
All you got to do is fix your orientation. If you have an iPhone, slide up and I don't know. You guys will figure it out. Otherwise, we are just going to be sideways on your screen. So sorry about that. It was me trying to do something different this time, and obviously it did not work. So.
And I'm sorry, I got to turn down my volume or you're going to hear double us talking. So
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, we apologize. Let's fast forward.
Yeah. Forget everything that just happened in the last however long we've been doing this. Anyway. Okay. So.
So.
Back to where we left off last week. So if you recall, we were talking about the power of the word.
Yes.
Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And remember I told the story about Gideon.
Yes.
And we talked about how there came a point when the people of Israel basically said, God help us. You know, we are tired of being persecuted and basically terrorized. And we need your help. And so what we found in Judges chapter 6 is that an angel basically came and sat down next to Gideon, and he said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." And so before Gideon really did anything of any value, he was being called out by an angel of the Lord to be a hero. I mean, you know, to me it speaks volumes of what our words can do to somebody. So we know that our words can speak life and death, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so talk about being able to speak life into somebody that they don't even know or they don't see it within themselves. Mm-hmm. But when they have that just spoken into them, mm-hmm. how they can become that, you know? I just think that's amazing.
I have a great example of that.
Okay.
Whenever Karen and I are doing an event together, if we have a project that we're trying to make something or decorate something or whatever, and Karen will start to do it, if I feed positive reinforcement to her, she is all over it. So that's a good way I can delegate, but
she manipulates is what she does.
That's no, I don't. I really mean it. So, you know, and I'll say, "Oh, that looks so good. That's better than mine." And boy, she's just like on it.
She knows. See, that's the thing. She knows how to work me.
So, see, I speak creativity into you.
You do, and you make me feel good. You puff me up.
Well, because you always compare yours to mine.
I know.
And so then you always feel like, oh, mine's not good enough. But then whenever you do it, it's really good, and you just don't even recognize that it's good.
I know. I'm really bad to do that. I'm really bad to compare my stuff to other people's. I always have been. Mm-hmm. So
it's easy to do that.
It is. It's easy to get stuck in that, and I think as women, we kind of get stuck.
We do
in that sometimes. You know, can I just be like really real to you guys? And you want to hear some like real reality on the power of words?
Oh, is it good? Is it juicy?
It is.
I want to hear.
But it's not a good word. But
I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, it's going to reveal a little bit about me. So,
Okay, let's reveal.
You know, it's kind of like,
I'll let her tell her secrets.
Here it is.
Yeah, do
so,
it.
you know, growing up, I grew up, I had 2 brothers and a sister. And I think my sister's on here. I think I saw her on here. Hi, Lori. But anyway, one of the things that I remember a lot growing up is my brothers loved to tease me. They did. They thrived on teasing me. And, you know, most brothers do, right? Brothers and sisters, we just kind of tease each other. But one of the things that has stuck with me through the years is my brothers, the nickname, one of the nicknames they had for me was Fatso. Now, if you go back and you look at the pictures of me when I was a kid, I was not fat, but I was not skinny either. I was probably a very typical kid, but I was very active, so I was kind of a
stocky.
Not even really. I can't even say stocky. I was like muscular because I played sports and did a lot of those things, so I had a lot of muscle tone. And so my brothers got on to calling me Fatso, and they knew it made me mad, so they would keep calling me Fatso. And I can laugh about it now, and even at the time, I remember kind of trying to laugh it off because I remember Mom and Dad saying, well, they know what bothers you, and so since they know what bothers you,
don't just
ignore him. Just ignore him. And but then I'm going to call him out. My brother Robert, which was the honoriest of the 2, made a song for me, calling me Fatso. And, you know, he was only a couple years older than me, so he had no idea. But that song still, you know, as I got older, I still remember that song. And I still remember always thinking, I'm fat. Even at a time when I started, I think it was my freshman year in high school, I went through, I think it was between freshman and sophomore year, I went through really kind of almost a starvation diet, which back then anorexia wasn't really big, but I probably was very close to anorexia, where I was only eating like, you know, those frozen burritos? I would only eat like 1 frozen burrito a day.
Wow.
And so I literally lost a lot of weight between my freshman and sophomore year. And I remember my mom even being very concerned, you know, about the amount of weight I was losing. And of course I'm like, oh, I'm eating. But even getting down to being very thin at that point, I still would hear those words, Fatso, you know, in my mind. And it's one of those words that just continued. So, and I think most of us can probably go back through the years and remember some of those negative words that may have been spoken to you, whether they were meant to harm or in play. Sometimes those words can really bring about hurt and
it damaged your self-image.
It did.
And it's something probably that you've spent years trying to overcome.
It did.
And he didn't mean it. Kids are cruel. Kids don't know.
They don't know.
But that's a great opportunity if you can be attuned to that as a parent, and you hear a sibling talking to another sibling that way, or, you know, you hear kids or you even hear your own kids calling somebody else names to correct that.
Yes.
Because that can cause a lot of damage.
I agree. And I remember too working with a lady at one point. I remember some words that she had kind of given me when she was talking about her kids one day, and she wasn't giving me advice or anything, but it was just in general conversation. She had said something about her son saying he was bad, and he had told his mom, he said, well, I'm just a bad kid. And her words back to him were, no, you're not a bad kid. You're a good kid. You might not have made a great choice, but you're a good kid.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking about that, and then it caused a conversation between us. And I said, that's something I've never heard. And her response back to me was, I don't want to speak anything into his life that will make him want to live up to that. She said, so if I was to say, yes, you're a bad kid, what is he going to do to live up to that name of I'm a bad kid?
Yeah.
So it makes me think, even when I'm talking now with my grandchildren And I always want to speak those words of you're a good child, you're a good boy, and good boys make good decisions, and things like that, as opposed to that's bad, you're mean, don't do that because mean boys do that and you're mean.
I've heard that also in the context of like families that have divorced, and when somebody speaks badly of the other parent,
yes,
and then later somebody comes up to them and says, "You're just like your dad," or "You're just like," and it's like they're going back then to those negative things that have been said, and that's what sticks with them. Yeah, I've heard of that happening too.
Well, and it colors their world a little bit differently too. When they're hearing the negative things. I mean, have you ever went to, you had a conversation with somebody and somebody's telling you about let's say about somebody you work with, and maybe you're getting ready to meet them for lunch, and somebody might say, "Oh, be careful, that person is very gossipy," or speaks, about that person. And so you're immediately colored before you even meet that person. And so you meet up with them. So you're afraid to really say anything or act in any way because, what you heard about them has already been colored. Have you ever had that happen with people?
Yeah, and I've done that before too.
Yeah. Oh,
where you give somebody an opinion about somebody else, and then so they take on that opinion. And that could not. Yeah,
that's good. And because we got to be careful about, be careful about that too. What about you guys? I mean, has there been words that have been spoken in your life that just still kind of haunt you today? And then, maybe not necessarily haunt you. Maybe they're words that defined you. So maybe they're words that were well spoken of you, So I know. I was talking to my mom this week, actually just yesterday. I was having lunch with mom, and we were talking about growing up, and she made the point. She said, "I'm really proud that all of my kids graduated from high school, because that was the big thing that mom and dad wanted to make sure is that all their kids graduated from high school, because we're of that generation where there were still a lot of kids that dropped out of school." And so that was the kind of their big goal. And I said, "Well, Mom, I don't even think it was an option, because I remembered a time when I was either 5 or 6, and I joined baton because my best friend did, and so I was going to be a baton twirler." And so, don't laugh.
That would be fun to watch.
Baton twirler. But anyway, halfway through the season, my friend quit. And so I said, "Well, I want to quit." And I remember my mom's words to this day were, "We're not quitters. If you start something, you finish it." And I told her, I said, because that's how you raised us. You raised us, we're not quitters. And so it wasn't even an option in our mind, to quit. And she's like, "Well, I was pretty smart, wasn't I?" I said, "You were, but that's kind of goes right along with it. You raise your kids to, you speak those words over them, type of thing. So
what kind of comments are we getting? Anybody?
What comments do you guys have on this?
Can you?
Surely you have some. Let me kind of scroll. Cheryl's telling me, if you're wondering why you're sideways, it's because the orientation lock was turned on.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. And I can't do anything about it afterwards, huh? Or can I? I don't know.
I'm not sure you want to keep messing with it.
So we're kind of stuck here.
So we will get that fixed for next time. We're sorry, guys.
I'll play with it next time to make sure we don't have that happen again.
Yeah.
But in any event, so what are words that have been spoken in your guys' life? Anybody want to share? Is anybody brave out there? Come on, I laid mine out there. Somebody, anybody. You want to tell me. I know just by people's Facebook that people like to air their dirty laundry sometimes. No, that's okay.
We're not doing that.
No, I was kidding. I was only kidding. So, a couple of, a few more scriptures that I was thinking of today too, when I was thinking about what we're going to talk about is not only the words that were spoken over Gideon, but in Proverbs you find all kinds of scriptures that talk about our words and how important our words are. And I loved this one in Proverbs 10. It says, "The words of the godly are a life-giving fountain." So, imagine if we were to take our children or our grandchildren and just speak a life-giving fountain into their lives. And I recall a story of one woman talking. She had a young child, probably 2 or 3, that I think he was still in crib, she said, so he might have been 18 months to 2, and he had problems going to bed at night. And so she would lay on the floor next to his crib, and as he was laying in the crib, she would say, "Good night, Prince, good night," and she would just start naming all of these names for him, and so that he was going to be defined by her words and not by words of others that he might hear, kind of later in life.
Yeah.
So, and I always thought that was beautiful too, doing that. Oh, Lori's going to do some here. She said, "Growing up, I was really thin. So I was called homely and a pirate's treasure, which means sunken chest. This has always stayed with me." Now, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So I was fatso and she was the pirate's treasure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell we were raised with a lot of boys? So outside of our 2 brothers, we had a neighborhood of boys, and Lori and I were really the only girls.
So you got teased.
Well, Barbara was there, but Barbara was much older. But yeah, it was really Lori and I, and amongst all these boys, because the Godfreys, there were 5 of them. The Emerys, there were 2 of them. The Gonzaleses had 2. I mean, we were just surrounded by boys. So
yeah. Well, and that's it. If you guys make that a point to speak those words of affirmation over your children and who they are, and not, sometimes we hear, if we're in the store, in a parking lot or whatever, and we can hear parents talking to their children, and we just want to cringe at the things that they're saying about to them, and what that's going to stick with them. So, but not just small children, adult children too. Adult children too. So always affirm your kids.
yeah.
Let them know, and we know how God has made us, and a lot of times we have to self-talk ourselves to build ourselves up and reaffirm, but all we have to do is go to the Word of God, and God speaks over us so many wonderful, wonderful things. So
yeah. As women, we tend to really base our identity on our looks, and so many of us are very critical, of how we look, because maybe this person, has this model type of body, but, I have a problem area in my tummy, or I have a problem area in my hips. We notice our exterior all the time, to a point where we just think, because we see it, we think everybody else sees it.
Yeah.
But in reality, I think we're all so consumed with ourselves that we don't notice everybody else's. Have you ever thought about that?
Could be, yeah.
I once heard somebody say that nobody spends as much time thinking about you as you do you.
Yeah, that's true.
And
the person
ironic.
that you think's thinking about you is over there thinking about themselves.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So yeah, that happens.
Yeah, and and the interesting thing too, in the Facebook world, we get caught up on everybody's life being so perfect all the time. You go through and you start scrolling through the feeds, and you see their beautiful family, the pictures of their family, and we get this idealistic picture that everything is so perfect, and then we begin to do that much more of a critical look at our own lives, and so it causes a certain amount of dissatisfaction. So those words that might have been spoken over us through the years become louder and louder and louder in our minds as we go along.
Yeah.
So
I was looking at, that's why I was looking down. I heard somebody talk this weekend, Holly Furtick. And she was talking about Mary and how the angel visited Mary to tell her that she was going to have Jesus. And one of the things, I'm trying to find the scripture here, because it just really stuck with me that I am trying to find the birth. Oh, here's the birth of Jesus. Where the angel had visited her and told her that she was going to have Jesus. And her first response to the angel was repeating the words of affirmation that the angel had said over her, that she was chosen. And she came back and said, her response was, I'm the handmaiden of the Lord, you know.
Yeah.
And so she restated what the angel had spoken over her. And I think a lot of times if we could do that when we're reading in the Word and we hear the Holy Spirit speaking to our hearts as to what God is calling us, if we would reaffirm that and just even, you know, declare that back to the Lord, it might make it. But I just thought that was cool. I'd never looked at the story of Mary that way, and that instead of saying, wait a second, there's no way, God, I can't do this, choose somebody else. Instead of bringing up all those words of doubt, her first spoken words were reaffirming what the angel had said, that how God favored her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
It
I just
is.
thought that was a neat word.
Yeah.
So our words are so powerful. And I don't know if you guys took the challenge, but I did. I made sure I handed out a lot of compliments this week.
And what was the reaction?
You know, most of the time smile. And sometimes it could be like I was standing the last 2 weeks, I should say. I was standing in line at the ticket booth at the counter for the airlines getting ready to go on my trip to Texas. And there was a girl that had come up in line, and she kind of was cutting in front of me. And, you know, and it wasn't a big deal because I wasn't in a hurry. But then she noticed me standing there, and she said, oh, I'm sorry. Are you in line? And I said, yes, I am. And I said, by the way, you have a gorgeous complexion. And she was like, oh, thank you. I mean, instead of somebody coming at her with, yeah, excuse me, I was here before you or whatever, coming back, you could tell it was, she was kind of taken aback like, oh yeah, thank you, you know. So, but yeah, I tried hard to hand out some good compliments this week. So
how about you? Did anybody take that challenge out there? Did you guys hand out any compliments? Got quite a few of you on. So
yeah,
love to see that. But while you're looking for compliments, we need to do a drawing. So behind you is that box. If you guys recall from last week, we were going to do a drawing. And grab one of those books right there.
I will grab one of these books. We found the book.
Found the book. And so all of you that commented last week, I put you in the box for our drawing. And I have 2 to give away.
This is a great book. Just the introduction alone is amazing. It's a
Yeah.
little bit older book.
It is. It's from the
But
90s.
it has got great advice
It
on being
does.
able to speak into other people's
Okay.
lives. I get to go first.
Choose somebody.
Watch it be Danielle. Sharon Radillo.
All right, Sharon. We'll message you for your
She was
address.
just here this weekend too.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more.
No, you pick
Oh,
this
I get
time.
to pick. Okay. Oh, I got 2. Okay, let's see who we get here. April Phillips.
Yay!
That's another one I'll have to send to. So, April, I'll be contacting you for your address as well. And hopefully
great.
you guys will enjoy these books.
Yeah,
So,
this is a good book. This would even.
It
I,
is.
I know we're doing Book and a Bagel outside of this, but I don't know. Maybe it'd be good to grab a book and go through a book online too. Just these live feeds talking about it. An idea.
yeah.
I don't know. You
it
guys
is.
tell us what you
Definitely
think.
an idea, yeah. So, did anybody else come up with? Did you have any compliments? Oh, Gaitha put in here that my name was that everyone made fun of it and it hurt me as a kid. Yes,
Because it's a little bit different.
because it's different. You know, and I wonder about that sometimes because there's a lot of different names out there now. And I know back, Gaitha, you're probably a little bit younger than me, but I know back when I was growing up, names, we made fun of people's names a lot.
I was called Teener Wiener.
Yeah.
Or Teeny Weenie.
My last name was Beard, so I was Blackbeard's ghost. I had, you know, hey, where's your beard type of thing. I mean, it was kind of those things. I don't know if that happens a lot anymore because of the no tolerance rules in the schools, but there was a lot of lot of that growing up.
Yeah.
Were
I
people's
think
names.
more now, so it's gone to a different level because there's so much cyberbullying
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like that.
You're right. So they they nip it in the bud as quickly as they can anymore. They try to anyway. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, can you believe we're already up on our half hour? But
Are you serious? How does that?
we
Well,
are.
we played with the camera for about the first
Yes.
5 minutes,
That's
so
my fault. I need to quit doing that.
it's okay.
But I was trying.
She's much better at technology than I am. If it was me, it would be bad. It would
Yeah.
be bad. You
Well, I was
guys.
trying because it was bothering me because when I look at the camera, we were opposite and it just.
And see, now
was
it
funny
bothers
to
me because I'm actually sitting on her right side, and it looks like I'm on her left. So I keep
But
going
you
to
are on
it.
my right.
I
This
keep
is my
going.
right.
I know, but I keep going to adjust things because I'm looking different, and
Yeah,
it's hard.
yeah. It's not mirror image was what you're used to, is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I
So-
like. But then our
Yeah.
book would have been backwards too.
Yeah.
So we're so glad you guys joined us.
Cindy commented. She said, "Yes, I told a woman today that she had a pretty smile. She was so happy, and I could tell she was smiling. It was over the phone, but I remembered her." And I thought, "Oh, that is awesome! I love that. Thank you, Cindy, for sharing that. I love
Yeah.
that. Anybody else have anything? Oh, Gaitha, just when we were having fun. I know. We have way too much fun.
I
If you guys
know.
could only imagine sometimes. I often think sometimes when Tina and I are just sitting and talking, we're probably not near as animated when it's just her and I, but then I think it probably is.
It probably is. It probably is. I always get excited even when I get a car ride alone with her because we just have such great conversations, and we're so glad you guys are joining in. I know it probably seems like we're doing all the talking, but we are open to you guys putting in your comments because
Yes.
we love to hear from you.
We do.
So.
We do. We enjoy these actually a lot more than probably you guys do.
Well, and again, we want to do life with you guys, and when you get a sisterhood together, there's just some strength in that,
There's
some
a lot of
encouragement
strength.
and affirmation and prayer, and so
Yeah.
I really like being here with you guys, even though you're not here with us. I wish you were.
I know.
Wish we could reach through there and grab
Wish-
you guys.
I do too sometimes.
So
So, let me see. I'm just going to go through the comments one last time to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But I think I hit all of them. Oh, Lawanda, can't wait for these programs to come on. You girls do such a good job. Aw.
we are just such goofballs. I don't know that we do a great job, but we sure do enjoy being with you guys.
We do.
So. And just offering our encouraging words to you, because I think so many times, especially as women, not only do we beat each other up, but we beat ourselves up bad.
We do.
And so this is just, just letting you guys know that we're all in this together.
We're all just trying to
Yeah.
just make it through this journey, right?
Yeah.
So we'll meet back here in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So not sure what our subject will be, so stay tuned. Who knows what will come up. But if you guys have any ideas or anything you want to hear us talk about, we're certainly open to any of your ideas. So feel free to either message us or make comments on here, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah.
So be sure to like it and then share it with others around you as well. So you never know who might be encouraged by just some of these words as well. So anyway, love you guys. Oh, Carol said you both are such an inspiration to me. Oh, Carol, you are an inspiration to us. We love you dearly, girl. So,
Carol's my prayer partner at church. Whenever we have to turn around and
she's
pray,
so sweet.
we are together, and I love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
You know what I love? I love her smile too. She's got an amazing smile.
She is.
So-
She's a great lady.
She is. I love all these ladies. So anyway, all right, guys, love you. If you have any questions, need prayer, anything, guys, reach out to us, message us, and otherwise we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right, I'm gonna let you finish it.
Bye.
If you can figure it out this time.
I can. Bye, guys.
Bye.